Can you hear me
That's
now?
it. No. Yes,
Is there
we can.
anything particularly noteworthy about this individual?
Okay, I think it's my internet connection because I keep cutting in and out of OBS too.
Oh, they sound okay right now.
Okay, woman carrying flowers
All
in
right.
basket.
All right.
She looks towards you and she does state in a very pleasant voice, "Oh, welcome. I haven't seen you here before. Greetings to the Rose Room. Is there anything I can get you?" Like, you can tell that this woman is too nicely dressed to be a servant, an attendant. This is someone that should belong in a high society, but isn't fully dressed for it, or isn't fully acting in the position that they would or should be in.
Truly a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jemmy, fabulously wealthy celebrity cleric. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to tonight?
Pleasure. What's your mom's name in game? She's just gonna.
That is a very good question.
I'm just gonna say she's Miss Oakenwood for now. Mrs. Sorry.
Let's call her. Sorry, just a lot of talking in the background for me.
It's okay. She basically states, go ahead.
I can't think of her name right now.
It's okay.
Sorry.
She says blank Oakenwood, but you may call me Miss Oakenwood if you prefer, or just. Sorry, can I be heard now?
You're in robot mode, although you're starting to come through a bit at least.
Okay.
I wonder if it's me talking that's ruining your internet connection.
I doubt it.
Like, it was fine when I was shutting up, and then it's like, oh my god, now he's talking. Let's just break this.
Or maybe the internet connection has decided that Dogma hit is bedtime.
Probably.
Yeah, not the dreaded quota.
Hopefully I can be heard. She just basically states, yes, that would be my daughter. I'm not going to go with the actions right now because that's going to take up more time. She does state, yes, that would be my daughter. She then looks towards you and does state, so what brings you here today?
I'm new in town. I'm checking out the sights. Always love finding a new fine place to have a good dinner.
Oh my, yes. This is simply a very interesting place to be. It, for all intents and purposes, is nice, but you would need to be able to fully embrace the backhanded way of people speaking. I myself must be here for show, but feel free to speak with anyone, or if you need direction on where to go, I can help you with that if you prefer.
I might have to take you up on that, but first let me say I've quite the charming daughter. She's been very helpful with us so far over at Section 9.
Oh yeah, she did state that she was taking on a new job. Glad to see that she has made good company.
But did she tell you about her new pet?
She did mention that she had a new beast with her. Hopefully it is well trained.
It's a bit of a handful, but it's a charming little creature.
Yes, I see. hopefully she does get
I call
to.
it Cece, although I think she gave it some other name.
Well, hopefully she does train it a bit more, and truly takes care of it.
Mhm.
This CC or whatnot. That being said, though, let me show you around and introduce you to a few people. She goes down the line and shows you a few people, who may or may not be people you can meet. Who knows? It really depends on you.
Mhm.
She shows you a very charming tiefling man from Noche, has blue skin, white horns, and golden eyes. She does state that they are from an ancestral bloodline from a marriage between Noche and I'm blanking on the word of the city name. Arcadia, which is the city of angels, as most people call it. Hence the whole lineage line thing. If you need contact with any of those cities, you can make way with him. They currently reside within Haven, the current city you live in now. They introduce you to a very... I forget the word for it, but I'm going to say a woman that's currently available to date and potentially to marry, depending on, how things go, relationship-wise. An aristocrat with high value towards their name and money-wise, but not so high that, it wouldn't be unattainable. They go by Miss Farah or Farah Smith. Next down the line, she introduces you to a nice man that is also the same way. Since she doesn't exactly know what your preferences lie, she does state this. So if you have a friend or if you're interested, this is Adam Smith, her brother. Surprise, surprise.
This is Donovan Smith. He's super gay. No.
I think I'm gonna whisper over to her as a lot of this introduction stuff's going on, and you wouldn't happen to know who around here really has a pulse on what's going on around in the town, especially for the sort of things that aren't normally out in the public eye.
Are you looking for things that are not just in the higher circle, rather things that are going on throughout the city?
Something to that effect. Even in the best of times, there's always plenty of unseen conflict, and I'm on a bit of a pilgrimage right now, trying to sort of identify problems and deal with them as they come along, and just like to know where, trouble may be brewing and where there might be opportunities to make the world a better place for people.
I see. You're looking for the shittier bits of the town, those things that people try to hide, but you obviously know that people know about these things.
Exactly.
I see.
Trying to, I fancy myself as someone who likes to sort of clean up these messes a little bit. But of course, it's a little bit hard to find them sometimes.
Yes, correct. There are a few people you can speak with, but the main one I would suggest that is the least harmful to individuals is known by the surname the Madam. They are... Actually, you might know them already. They do work for the R&D department, I believe. I just don't know which branch. She then describes the madam to you, and I'm just going to describe her to you specifically, and then I want to see if you remember. As she describes them to you, they have pink hair, have silver trim over their clothing, long cerulean blue colors over them, orange to golden eyes, just indicating that of ASMR lineage. Go ahead and roll history. Why does this keep happening? Okay, hold it. Give me 1 second because I need to reconnect to my speaker system, which is not working. Nice.
How are those?
Has a more paler complexion.
That man is ruddy. No, I'm just teasing. You need some more sun.
It's like the father has a pale complexion, the mother has, the white hair, so it's the mix between.
He just looks a little ruddy because he's in the shadows right
Oh,
now. In
nice.
the dark forest.
Yeah, the white hair connection. That's good.
Instead
Anywho,
of
enough of
spray
that.
on tan, it's spray on paleness.
Sure.
I
That
try
being,
to find something that will be good combinations to
Yeah.
make win.
yeah, for sure. Well, unfortunately for me, you rolled a natural 20. I thought honestly you would get it with the description, but surprisingly enough, you didn't. Based off the information you have, based off everything she just told you, this is Civ, the surveillance agent.
That's what I suspected, but without being able to see the token, I didn't want to make guesses because I'm usually really terrible with faces.
Yeah, that's fair. She does state, from what I remember, they don't usually go to these events, these galas, but they do walk around town or befriend people whenever they can.
Hmm. Well, I definitely am familiar with that person. I think I'm going to have to pay them a visit here fairly soon.
Well, from what I remember, they do live on the 3rd district to the north. She gives you the address without necessarily giving you the address. It's the equivalent of, I'm not probably supposed to give you this, but you can probably figure it out with the information I give you. Like, she's trying to be helpful.
Thank you ever so kindly.
Of course. Now, over here, we do have a few visiting dignitaries. She shows you a few people visiting from Noche, people visiting from Arcadia. Now, that person over there is Sir Walter. That person over there is Miss Pamela. Over here, we have Mr. Osbin. Over here, we have Mr. Vatanay. Like, this goes on for a bit until you decide to leave because at a certain point things get what's the appropriate word? Boring.
Yeah. One thing I probably will ask before that is, how do you get along with the people in here? Are there any that you wish that your encounters were a little better?
There is truly no one that is unpleasant to me. I don't know. I suppose better could be in different ways. I know that I don't speak with Mr. Osmond that well. He has his servants come to our shop, not him personally, so I don't know him that well. So I suppose our relationship, as well as business relationship, could be a little bit better. But he does pay well and on time, so that is always a plus.
All right. Well, that doesn't sound like something to rock the boat over. I guess the other thing is, while all this is walking along, I'm gonna keep an eye out if anybody seems to take an unusual interest in me. I mean, at something like this, I half expect people to look for at least a bit, but if there's anybody whose gaze I detect kind of continuing to linger as I'm moving through, or lock eyes too many times.
Roll perception.
Alrighty. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm obviously failing my perception roll because I'm having trouble finding. There it is. Wow. Nope. I'm distracted by the garbage bags with legs.
For sure, yes. You do see a few people looking at you, sometimes like looking towards you as you meet gazes. They like do the little hand wave of being flirtatious, but nothing dramatic, or at least nothing you notice. You do notice that a few people are looking at you a little bit longer than normal. It could just mean that they're checking you out, but you're not entirely sure. One of the people that is looking at you is the man named Mr. Osmond, as mentioned beforehand, as well as the woman named Miss Pamela, and the man named Adam Smith.
All right. So yeah, I'll try to make a mental note of what people look like that have kind of seem to have taken a little extra interest. If they've got servants, I'll try to pay attention to that too. But after a little while, I'll thank Laura Lee Oakenwood for showing me around, and I think I'll probably go ahead and take a walk over towards the direction of Civ's home just to see where it is.
Yeah. You head over the direction of where Civ's home is, and because of this place being, for the people in the higher classes that can afford this kind of thing, it is not that far away. You can make your way there, and it is not a mansion, but it is a big house. She definitely is well off, and she still works with you guys, but it could just be a cover. It could just be something else. It could just be she needs a job, and this is how she does things. What her actual lineage or what her true title is, you don't really know. You don't ask questions. Specifically to, an agent of the same group that you've only met like 2 or 3 times. So, you don't know them that personally well. But they are of means. They are of wealth. Wouldn't hurt to, get to know them a little bit better. And now that you know that, they know the city a little bit more than they're letting on, couldn't hurt to have that kind of information. That being the case...
One thing... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, that being the case, though, they don't flaunt their money. So if you are going to interact with them more, you can flaunt your money all you want, but you can tell that that's not what she does.
All right, well, I'll have to take a mental note to probably ask Ramon about Civ and kind of maybe approach us a little more indirectly. But also, while going to this house and then also on the way back to Section 9, I'm going to definitely be paying attention, looking over my shoulder, just seeing if anybody seems to be following.
Heading towards Section 9, no one seems to be following, but you can tell that feathers are beginning to fall. You hear the roars of the crowd, and you can tell that the start of the Featherfall event for the night has started, going back to when Finn and Wynn are starting their own endeavors. So, that is currently happening.
All right. I do have one more thing then I'll probably try here, just and then I'll get to section 9. Is I'm gonna go to that bistro where the other day there were those people that were kind of noticing me and Win, and I'm just gonna pop in there for a quick drink and look around and see if I spot those faces again.
No, I'm gonna have you roll. Roll a d20.
Alrighty.
You don't see him today. Not to say they won't be here again, but you just don't see him today.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and finish off my drink, and then I'll go ahead and head back and work on my other projects.
Yeah. Heading back, you do notice Finn rushing down the alleyway heading towards the south section of the city. As you flip over to the rest of your night, we go back to Finn and Win. And this is likely going to be the last thing we do tonight. Again, sorry for the weird flip-flop of time. Win and Finn, you eventually meet back up again. The hawk carrying you away, and eventually Finn, realizing that this is happening, likely tracks down the hawk to an extent. Some people eventually give it up because, animals are hard to catch. And you transform back into yourself in the alleyway as no one else is around currently. What do you two do for the rest of the night? Do you go back to section 9? Or do you go back to your guys' room? Or anything else that may have happened during the night while you guys were hunting down feathers that you might want to revisit?
Well, I assume I catch up to her in the alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fanning myself with the 3 feathers.
I just kind of smile.
Well, how
I
you
guess
doing, Mr. Finn?
Not too terribly bad. It looks like you got quite a few more feathers. May I add one to your collection? And I pull out the one I have.
Oh, of course, thank you.
I know you like them. Hey, when I was coming to the east side to try and help with the last feather, I ran into something. I don't trust it, but I was wondering if you'd like to come with me on a little info-seeking expedition.
Well, I don't know how much help I would be, but yeah, I would like to accompany you. I just want to drop these feathers off at home afterwards.
Oh, of course.
So my parents can work on what they do.
Oh, of course, of course. Can I take Win back to that tea intersection or the tea shop or whatever the tea happened to be?
Tea shop, tea intersection. 2 T's. Yeah. It has been a while because you had to, mad dash to cash back up to Win, or else, you'd lose her in the crowd.
Yeah.
So you begin to guide her towards the direction you mentioned because, they don't exactly know where you're going. As you make your way towards the area, you can tell that the city is still alive. People are still hunting down the feathers. Still chasing down people that they've seen. Some people do look towards you. It does seem that rumors have spread.
Rumors about what?
Well, remember when the
When he jumped on people to get the feathers.
Oh, remember though, when I was trying to climb the crowd, you had already stated that other people were doing the same, and it was obviously seen that I did not get that feather.
They weren't
I was just
climbing and jumping over people. They were climbing on top of each other, helping each other out. Friends were helping friends out. They weren't slapdash running towards them as cleanly as possible, but still running on top of them. Head over hand.
I wasn't
Win
slapdashing, I
what?
was trying.
And Win won the Triad Courtyard race.
Fair and square.
Well, Win won the triad race.
Hey,
Fair and square to the laws
it
of the
was all
letter.
mundane stuff. People were doing other stuff. I won it fairly.
Fair and square to the law of the letter.
The rules. Within the rules.
That's why I'm saying that.
By the way, I added it all up. All together, I have 7 feathers. Well, 8 feathers. Sorry.
Yes.
Because I had more, but then I gave some for the trinket.
Correct. It's currently being made and it will be finished tomorrow evening. Sorry, not tomorrow evening.
I have 8
tomorrow
feathers
afternoon.
altogether. I'm so happy.
When sitting here like, screw these kids, I'm making a fan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't going to give it to the kids.
Yes.
Yeah, $500 a feather. You're just sitting there.
Both
I'm
of you.
just sitting here fanning myself with them.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, you are cutting out, is what's happening. Wait, am I?
No, I wasn't
Dogma,
cutting
Oh, you're
out.
still
My
there.
cat
No,
was
it's not.
trying to remove themselves from my lap, but they got stuck between the cord I'm currently using. I had to make sure they're okay.
Silly felines.
But anyways, you guys begin to make way towards the area when you're currently out of wild shape because, you know, that only lasts so long and you're not in combat.
Yep.
And you do see someone still waiting in the T intersection.
And as I'm taking Win over to the intersection, I kind of fill her in on what this lady said, and I don't know, but I don't trust it. What this lady said was that she was looking for information on Jemmy, but she wanted to approach us quietly, so this isn't, this doesn't sound very pleasant.
Yeah, this just seems.
Yeah. Perhaps we should find out who this person is and ascertain whether or not they might be a threat to our friend.
Associate, but okay.
Okay.
Literally just met you people the other day, okay? Literally just met you people the other day.
I was using
I am
friend
a
loosely,
temp
but
here.
I was using the phrase friend loosely, but yes, you're much more accurate. I just met most people. I haven't been here for too terribly long, but
Can I just spoil everyone's reaction to Finn being like, guys, I met someone who thinks Jemmy isn't 100% genuine.
What?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh-huh.
What are you implying, Finder?
Nothing. Moving on.
You saying I'm not what I appear to be?
Wait, so you mean he's not a world-renowned famous cleric? Or
You don't say.
Or
Fabulously
human?
wealthy.
Yeah, he's not fabulously wealthy and famous?
I mean, he has been using a lot of money in front of you guys. But besides that, Finn and Wayne, you guys get towards the area. They are still there. I don't know why I'm changing my cadence currently. She does look towards you, nods towards Finn, then looks towards Wen. Didn't realize you'd be bringing company, but that is all right, I suppose.
well, I mean, would there be a problem with that? You said
Not
you had
necessarily.
questions about our associate.
It, I suppose, makes things a little bit easier now. But again, I suppose I'll cut to the chase then. I am looking for. Well, no, that's not true. I am investigating your friend Jemmy. I am Vilda Aurak Crusher. Pleasure to meet you both. I would like your cooperation in this endeavor.
Oh, that just depends.
Yeah, what are you investigating? And could you not just hold an interview with him yourself?
That would be playing my hand a little bit too early, if you will. It is not necessarily of your concern, as it does involve a different kingdom. I myself hail from the kingdom of Irondale, and want to make sure that Mr. Jemmy is behaving most appropriately. And while I do believe your team to be fairly competent, I would like your assistance in swapping one of Mr. Jemmy's items with a replica I have made. It won't cause them harm, I assure you, and you will be compensated for such an endeavor.
So, you said you were from the Irondale Kingdom?
That is correct.
And what was your name again? Because I honestly didn't hear it. You cut out a bit.
Vilda Orencrusher.
Okay, and you're not asking us information about Mr. Jemmy. You're asking us to steal an item of his and replace it with one of your own, but not tell him.
That is correct.
I'm sorry, but that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, this sounds incredible.
Yeah, I am starting to really feel uncomfortable here, and I don't appreciate this.
I will not force your hand. I am not trying to, what's the word? Or at least what's the most appropriate word? Swayed you against your ally, or companion, or business partner. But it is imperative that...
Work colleague.
Work colleague
Also,
would also be another, yes. But it would be beneficial if you do help out with the investigation on Mr. Jemmy.
Yeah, but me and Jemmy may be just work associates, but I don't even know you, miss. It's like, here comes a random stranger asking me to steal something from my work associate, switching with the random item I don't even know what is. Now tell him about it. This seems really fish.
Yes, this is
Do I need to
entirely
call
shady.
the authorities? I'm not feeling comfortable.
You may
Yes,
call the
at this
authorities
moment
if
in
you
time,
like,
I'm
but I do
trying to
believe they are already have been persuaded by Mr. Jemmy. I don't believe that would work quite well. So it might get you all in harm's way. I cannot tell you too much about things, just that he does have sway over things, and if you do help in
Well,
this...
Mr. Jemmy is fabulously wealthy and famous.
And
I kind of
that
chuckle.
fame
I
comes-
kind of chuckle to myself because that's the thing he always says.
Very true.
Yeah, and and I say that, and with fame becomes a certain amount of affluence, at least here in this place. So there's no real reason to think anything nefarious just because one is famous.
It's like, what is
And
your
I'm trying to
connection?
remember her physical features. I'm trying to commit her face to memory.
Yeah, like, what is your connection to him, anyways?
Personal, there is none. Business wise, I am an investigator from Irondale. And
And why
hoping.
are you
What?
investigating him?
Yeah. What would be the need of the investigation?
I cannot tell you much, as I do want to keep this as secretive as possible. And I do hope that I do have at least
Can I
secret.
insight?
Go for it. But I
Yes.
do hope that I do have your
Help with the core, right?
secret in this. But it is involving a slave trade, if you will. From what you can tell, they are trying to keep things as close to the chest as possible. They do mention a slave trade, and you're not entirely sure if it's genuine or not, but they are also investigating it, so they're not entirely sure if that is the case or not. For sure, they are investigating Jemmy for one reason or another, and they're trying to get you to help. They're trying to offer you a deal. Whether or not you take that deal, that is entirely up to you.
Jimmy's too lazy to do stuff like that, though.
Yeah. Now, just out of curiosity, what would you expect us to try and take from him in replace?
It would simply be an item of ill importance to them. I do have a replica here myself. She shows you the thing you would swap, which is a nice pendant thing with the symbol on it. This here would be a duplicate of the own pendant, and it would be a tracking device that would essentially activate if need be. It does have a symbol on it that is vaguely magical, but you may or may not know whether or not it's active or not.
Well,
And it would offer you
does
an
seem
25 gold in advancement if you do assist, and 75 gold upon
I have
potential arrest.
I have no real need for this city's money. This is very.
Everyone needs currency, and I'm sure you need money to survive here.
Yeah, but
I've found my ways. I need none of your currency.
and I'm not hurting for money, and
I'm not feeling a very upstanding vibes from this. This all sounds very, very shady. Thank you for talking with us.
If
But,
that's what you feel, but I would be willing to raise the gold advance fee to 50 gold. If a
like
little
I
bit
said,
more money
I
would be
have-
beneficial.
my mommy told me not to talk to strangers, so bye. I just take Finn by the hand and walk away.
You just begin to
Okay,
walk
yep.
away.
As we're walking, I very quickly, mentally in your head, say, "Have your bird flap a distraction."
As you begin to walk away, you can tell that this woman is like grabbing onto the pendant and like getting up.
And she's putting the pendant in her pocket. And
Has it in hand.
Do you have your bird flap a distraction? What's that?
Sure, I can have my bird flap a distraction.
Just kind of fly up past her or something, like do a loop. and come back.
Probably spill her drink on her.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm just looking for her to put the pendant down or in her pocket.
yeah, they got up. The bird swoops down, hits the drink they had onto their person. They sigh, and then like begin to walk down an alleyway, grumbling.
Nothing happened. They didn't put the pendant in their pocket and try and clean the liquid off their clothes. Nothing.
They put it in their hand. Bird spilled drink
Well, yeah,
all over them.
It's been in their hand,
Sighed, and then walked down the alleyway.
so they just left the drink spilled on them. They just kept the pendant in their hand.
Yeah, they also left the 1 gold. You paid them, likely for a tip.
I'm not worried about that.
No way she should have known that bird was mine.
No, she has
Yeah.
no idea. She just noted that a bird had a drink on them.
And most normal people would try and grab a napkin, dab up the drink, stand up and kind of wipe themselves off, do something like that. But this
Yeah.
woman literally just sighed, stood up, soaking wet, like she peed her pants.
They were already standing
kept the
up.
pendant in her
The bird
hand
then hit the drink.
and walked off.
Fine, let me
I
change
think
that.
there would have been more.
Side,
I
with
think there
their
would have been an
open
opportunity,
hand,
but if not-
grabbed a napkin, wiped it as best they could, put it down, and then left.
Okay. At no point in time did she put the pendant in her pocket or took it out of her little grip.
Not while you were visually looking at her.
Damn it. Well,
Hey,
thank you. Thank you, but I did not get the opportunity. Again, saying just silently in Wynn's head. Thank you. I did not get the opportunity. I thought maybe taking the pendant and turning it into Jemmy would at least alert him, and maybe the people in Section 9 could figure out what kind of magics were on it. But now we know we must alert Jemmy to whatever might be in his past.
Yes, we must alert our co-worker. Our
Thank you for
acquaintance.
Yeah.
Whichever.
No problem. Anytime.
Shall I escort you back to your shops and make sure your feathers get there safely?
Oh yeah, sure.
As you begin
Altogether,
to...
I should have 8, so I have some to give up and to give to the kids.
Hey?
Oh, you're actually going to give it to the kids. Cool. Honestly expected you not to.
Wynn can't say no to when it comes down to, bleeding heart kids.
Yeah, that's fair. Not that you know this, but they're also very powerful children. Technically teenagers, but that's beside the point.
It's like me, IRL, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They can suffer, but when she can't, it's like first she's like, yeah, I'm gonna make so many cool things with these, and I'm like, the kids really want them, and she's like, oh shit, I really don't need these feathers, and they really want them. It's like, oh, god damn it, okay.
You
But
head
this
home.
whirlwind of destruction has really big puppy eyes.
You do get home without any issue. No one ambushes you in the middle of the night to attack you. People are still roaming the streets to look for the feathers. You eventually head back towards Section 9. In the morning, I'm assuming everyone heads back in the morning. It is late. People do go to sleep. And in the morning, you head back towards, your job. What happens in the morning, we will just have to wait next time as we end the session for tonight.